Well, a new Snapchat feature is raising some eyebrows. It allows users to see their position in their friends' social circles, a friend ranking system, if you will. Joining me now to discuss this is tech expert Amber Mack. Amber, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
So, everyone is talking about this new feature and not necessarily in glowing terms. Why is it getting so much attention?
Well, I think one of the things that's happening now in 2024 is that there's a heightened awareness in terms of how kids are using social media. We also know that many kids are suffering in terms of anxiety and depression. And so when we see a feature like this in Snapchat that is allowing people to see how their friends are ranked, I think it really worries a lot of parents and educators because we know that this can actually really deteriorate a child's mental health.
It sounds awful. You have to pay for this feature, do you not?
Yes, you absolutely do. So it's about $5 a month actually to get a suite of features within Snapchat. That gives you about 30 different features. This is one of them. It's called the Friend Solar System feature. So the idea is once you pay to subscribe, this is actually turned on by default. And so you are able to see how your top 8 friends are ranked based on how much you're messaging with them. Now, no one else can see their exact ranking on another person's list, but they can see if they made it into that top 8. So really the design essentially is actually making teens feel in many ways jealous of their rankings, but also it really means that I think people are feeling even lonelier if they don't make that list.
Yeah, the grade 7 in me is cringing at the thought. So, what are supposed to be, Amber, the benefits of this?
Well, I think at the end of the day, I think for Snapchat, one of the benefits is that they are trying to encourage people to pay for features within
Mm.
the app. Now, many of the spokespeople will say online that this isn't designed just for younger users. In fact, it's meant for potentially older paid users. But let's be honest, this really is a feature that is geared towards those younger users because most adults wouldn't necessarily want something like this within an app. And I think it really speaks volumes about the fact that we have so many of these social media apps that are designed not with a child's wellness in mind. And this is a growing issue.
So, Snapchat is a lot less popular than it was a few years ago. Do you see this new feature drawing users back to the app, or could it push them even further away, Amber?
Well, I think that it could potentially draw some of those younger users back. And I think there's a lot of features within Snapchat, again, that really aren't good for a child's mental health. Think about Snap Maps as one example. My son is 15 years old. If he's in the app, he's able to see where all his friends are at any given moment. This, of course, again, it is not a good feature. It does not bode well for a child's mental health. So I think some of these features are meant to draw kids back, but they really aren't designed keeping in mind, again, I just want to hit home that point of a child's well-being. And this is the real concern. And we know, again, so many teens and tweens are suffering right now from anxiety and depression.
Yeah, indeed. And there's so much pushback already against big tech for the impact that social media is having on kids learning, their attention spans. Amber, do you see Snapchat potentially pulling back, responding to the criticism, and getting rid of this feature?
Well, I do want to say that last year they actually launched another feature called My AI, which was sort of a chat bot at the top of your contact list within Snapchat. They had added this and it was on by default. So it looked like a chat bot was one of your friends. There was a lot of pushback from people. And to Snapchat's credit, they actually removed that feature by default. So I think if there is enough pressure, this is one of those social media companies that will actually adjust how they are rolling out some of these new features. But I think at the end of the day, it's probably not enough. These apps are designed for younger people, and they really, again, are not paying enough attention to mental health and wellness.
Well, maybe the price will discourage people from signing up for this addition to the app. Tech expert Amber Mack, thanks so much. Glad to have you with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.